January.
Our opening song is called My Name is Kick Rocks. Thank you to Stephen Cogswell for making it. Get it at Autfy.com. That's AWTFY.com/kick.
And the bird goes,
We're running out of bits.
it's an hour of it. Hey, boss, Nugget 2011, Not a Cult, Chance One, Jumper, Joint Mahoy, Invisible Wife, and more. But hey, man, jump money. Ah, fuck the big one. My name is Kid Rock. My name is Kid Rock. Time's running out. 30 days have November, April, June, and September. All the rest have 34. That's not right.
A gigantic plate of shaved meat. Let's go.
My name is Kid Rock. My balls just got heavier. My name is Kid Rock.
Like I couldn't impregnate it at the city. Spit him back out like a diplodocus.
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 A double dong diplodocus.
Does a fish punch a guy in the balls?
Take that shit to Brisbane.
My name is Kid Rock. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My name is Kid Rock.
Here's fun, baby.
Eat shit, imperialist.
Woo! OMG, WTF, LOL, BBQ. It's Tuesday night. That means it has got to be go time. Bringing you the best of the worst of the internet ever since 1776. It is go time for Night Attack. I'm Brian Brushwood, live in Austin, Texas. Joined as always by my BFF and OAK. It's JRY, Justin Robert Young. Hey man, is it just me or is that Stephen Cogswell talented? Because I don't remember singing that tune. I think I was doing Ba with the Ba, but he sure made it sound like I was singing a song.
Man, so talented, Brian. Man, boy, they were a monument to his talent.
I do it. The moment I said, hey, I taught my daughter to ride a bike today. How about you?
Man, that's a much better day than I was. I just spent my day thinking about a monument to Stephen Cogswell's talent.
I also ran 5 miles. I haven't run in a long time, and and my daughter threw up at school, and Bonnie had to call off class.
Man, you want to know what? It doesn't take a lot of class to want to throw up thinking about how fast you'd run toward a monument of Stephen Cogswell's talent.
Hey man, how you doing? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh my God! Wow. Oh, sorry. Jeez, guy, I snapped out of it. I got a little hung up. Hey, Brian. Man, things are going so well. Show's been going good, and working on a bunch of projects. A lot of exciting things kind of happening. It just made me totally forget, as I think it made you totally forget, that this is our 250th episode of Night Attack.
What? Dude, I can't even believe it. It seems like just 244 episodes, you and I were melting down live on the air, irresponsibly airing our grievances in the middle of a live stream.
There were 249 other examples you could have picked.
Oh, I don't know. Just the first one that popped into my mind. I don't understand why.
Well, you and Corey have something in common.
No, man, what an achievement. And to think that this outlasts... wait, are we now in the 10-year history? Oh, I guess we're close. We're just shy of the 10 years of us live streaming, Night Attack being more than half of that time.
Yes. Yeah, we are... Next year will be our 10th year as a streaming comedy duo. We'll by the end of next year have the majority of that time being our final form, our independent vessel that has been funded by you guys, the Diamond Club. Night Attack, the podcast.
I'll tell you what.
Well, you know where the name Night Attack came from, Brian, right?
Yes, we wanted to beat someone up and steal her groceries in the dead of night, and we had to come up with a code name.
We did, and then we did. What were they?
It was
those things that they're like pre-recorded.
The Discovery VR.
No, not those, but audio only. Things that they usually we like sizable like things that.
Yeah, like you pay $4.99 and you download and you go and whatever. Man, those were fun days when we did those.
Yeah.
Stephen Cogswell really deserves a monument. I was just thinking.
Oh
I was
my
having that thought.
God,
Just saying. Just saying.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God! Oh, geez! Oh, sorry, bro. Oh my God! I got a little sidetracked again. Brian, here's somebody else who got sidetracked. This is gonna be, you're gonna have to trust fall.
This is normally we do a little bit of planning in this first bit, but this one was just like, hey Brian, do you trust me? And I was like, yes.
Are you familiar with the concept? There's this new way that people make money on the internet, right? Celebrities make money on the internet. They get listed on these sites, and basically the first one I ever saw was celebvm.com. A lot of the pro wrestlers that I follow are really into it. Guys that had high profile, were on big successful television shows or movies in a bygone era. Now, for nostalgia's purposes, you can have them either record your voicemail message or just give you a personal video, right? It's a great gift for somebody, or if you want to like make something a little special, you can just something that would normally be like contacting their agent. Now it's easy. You just go to a website.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm seeing some bigger names than I would expect on here. Kevin Sorbo does these. Gary Busey. High Pitch Eric, I know that name. Mark Henry. Oh yeah, no, Mark Henry is friendish. Yeah, no, I believe this is a thing, and I've been approached at some point, but you could tell it was like a mass market email where it's just like, hey, person with a YouTube channel, you're super famous, and people always want to know your name's thoughts on things. Wouldn't it be great if they could pay money for your name to give them a message? And
exactly.
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Now, so you've declined these offers, right? Well, what would you imagine the worst case scenario?
Oh my God! I just pieced together where this is headed. Is if you gave a bunch of embarrassing, pandering voicemails with the expectation that they belonged to just one person, and then somebody else were to aggregate all of these awkward things and just make it a delightful potpourri of awkward celebrity voicemails?
That's something you could do with the service, I bet.
Brian, I'm going to text you something that had to be apologized for. This was a famous celebrity, somebody that was in one of my most favorite comedies of all time. Had a big scene in there. Now you've perused the script. Is there anything
Brian's
in there?
face
What
is
would
so
you
confused.
imagine
He has
this
no idea
person
what it means.
had to apologize for?
This person had to apologize for a thing. Can I read what it is?
You may not want to.
No, this is all right. This is where only now in the bit am I realizing.
Oh no! This is wide open for trolling. You pay $5 and you get people to say terrible things. Oh, and then you have to apologize for them. Oh, Schadenfreudelicious. This is awful.
Now, Brian, right now, you have no idea. Certify right now, you have no idea what this story is. You have never read anything about it, right?
You know I don't fuck
Pinky
around with
promise.
the pinky swear.
I'm giving you the option. Either I can read this script to the audience,
or
you can read this script to the audience, right?
We have the clip, so neither of you can have to
guess.
say it.
Yeah, but you have to guess why that person apologized.
This has to be a white supremacist shout out that he gave.
Correct the mundo.
Yeah.
But bonus points. And so here, I will read the script here.
Well, we have the actual clip.
I believe we have the clip of it, and I don't think Brian will recognize the voice by hearing it.
Okay. All right.
Unless you'd like to be saying these things.
No.
on tape.
Go.
Brett Favre here with a shout out
Oh,
to
damn
the
it.
Handsome Truth and the GDL boys. You guys are patriots in my eyes. So keep waking them up and don't let the small get you down. Keep fighting too. And don't ever forget the USS Liberty and the men and women who died on that day. God bless and take care.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I
Okay,
don't follow a lot of sports, but that sounded an awful lot like Brett Favre,
Damn it,
which I recognize his voice from Something About Mary.
There we go. There we go. And this was on a platform called Cameo, which now makes that the second most infamous Brett Favre cameo that he's made.
What did he do? A dick pic thing?
No, he was in Something About Mary. He had a cameo.
Oh,
in
got it.
Something
Okay,
About
all
Mary.
right, all right.
Cameo is an industry term, Brian. And
Yeah.
usually-
Well, I thought that there was another thing. In fact, I want to see if Cameo.com.
All right, well, here,
Well,
hold
don't
on.
go there yet.
Right, right.
No, I'm
Keep an eye-
checking
keep an
my
eye on that
emails.
script. Keep an eye on that script. Now, you correctly pointed out that this is a racist, that there are racist comments being made in that script. Can you point out what the racist things? Because I actually felt tremendous pity for Brett Favre once I read it, and I was like, all right, well, hey, there are some weird things that kind of stick out, but I would probably Google a few of them, and even a quick Google search. These are deep cuts in the world of white supremacy, or at least inside jokes to those communities that aren't necessarily out there. But can you spot them?
Well, the USS Liberty. No, I'm thinking of the Cole. I don't know. Was the USS Liberty a victim of like a terrorist attack or something?
USS Liberty is a part of it.
Okay.
USS Liberty, yes. So the USS Liberty was a ship that during the 6-Day War, I believe, was fired on by Israeli forces.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then don't let the small get you down. That's some curious phrasing. I have to figure that's their secret racist word.
Brian, you have again identified another one. The small apparently is a reference to small hats.
God, this is so awful. I don't even like unpacking this. And then I don't know, Handsome Truth and the GDL Boys. I assume that's the name of their crew.
Yeah,
I can't-
that's just their name. You want to
Do you
know,
know
Brian? You did way better than I did. When I read through that, I was like, oh, geez, like that's. I mean, certainly for those they were over the moon about. And by the way, he was not the only one that got on this. Also
Really?
got by the Handsome Truth and the Goyim Defense League.
GDL.
Was Andy Dick and rapper Soulja Boy
Oh wow.
up in this hoe with some anti-Semitic text.
Has he had any run-in with anti-Semitism before?
Which one? Soulja Boy?
Soulja Boy, yeah.
Probably
I
not.
don't know.
Well, I mean, oftentimes there's a lot of rap lyrics that veer into anti-Semitic territory, is what I'm wondering. And like, I'm wondering if it's
he is not the kind of the kind of rapper that would necessarily go in that direction. He's more, he's a party boy. Soulja Boy is. Unlike his name, he is
So
the only battle he tackles is the party of the evening.
Where are all these coming from? I assume there's some one site that collects all of these, like celebrityvohell.org.
It's some racist organization, right?
It's a group of people.
No.
Ponied up a bunch of money.
I'm asking, like, where, because I assume that you have more of these scripts, and I assume that you didn't find them from investigative journalism, but rather found them.
No.
Yes.
This only came to my attention. I did not know that Cameo as a platform existed until Brett Favre had to make national news apologizing for what he read. He wrote a very perfusive Facebook comment about it. But really, it's like the biggest thing for me is I've always looked at those and been like, seems like there's easier ways to make money that I can control from stem to stern. I don't need a random person. And immediately it made me think of all the times that people have told us that they've, and I tell you what, if you've had this happen to you, email into the show. Fans have gone up to celebrities for like photo opportunities and everything, and they're fans of us and the Diamond Club and everything, and they want to flash the Diamond Club hand signal. And sometimes people don't care. They even ask like, "Oh, what's that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's an internet thing," and yada yada yada. But some celebrities will be like, "No,
What was that?
absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't want to be up on the internet with like, has fucking I don't know, Sandra Day O'Connor been recruited into a Mexican gang?
So that reminds me of, I told this story before, but man, it must have been like 12, 13 years ago. We went to Disney World with some friends, and they were magician entertainers, and they're 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids, about Callie's age, right? Adorable and precocious, but competent enough to follow instructions and to understand a bit when it was happening. And they had this whole bit. They never said what it was ahead of time. It was always they would have a conversation, and of course everybody's improvising and talking stuff up at Disney World, and then they at some point the dad would say, so you want to take a picture with the nice man? And then instantly eyes would get wide, and you would nod, and then they're like, okay, here we go, on 3, ready, 1, 2, 3, and on 3 the kid would always pop up the middle finger and put a shit-eating grin on. So here you have all these Disney princesses or whatever, and this pimp kid giving the middle finger in the middle, and there was always that flash, and the grin was always frozen, but the eyes just instantly went cold and calculating, just suddenly crocodile eyes there.
Yeah. Oh, no. You have to turn off some level of human decency to be like, I know I'm fucking with you. I know that I might damage your reputation. I just think it's so much more fun for that to happen than for it to not.
Yeah. Well, and it's always, the photo always looked freaking brilliant, where it's like, it looked like everybody was in on the gag.
But yeah, so I don't know. Would you ever? I mean, like what's the price that you would have to put on you read a random script?
I mean, how about $0? I do this shit all the time. Everybody's like, hey, so and so's birthday or whatever.
But like, if you were on this website, what do you think you would charge?
Well, no, actually, no, because Brian, you're right. If it's $0 and someone says, hey, can you please say hi to my friends in my after-school gang, the GDL boys, and please also reference the USS Liberty? You would say, what's your friend's name? Jacob? Happy birthday, Jacob! And that'd be it, because you're getting $0. But once you start taking money...
Yeah, no, that does change the thing, because then it's an implicit endorsement, and you're choosing to work for, and you support the words of, and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Man, I gotta tell you, it's like it's got to be free, or the only other end would be so much money that it wouldn't be worth it. And if somebody was willing to pay the money, I would be super suspicious, and then it'd just be like, you know what, it's not worth $100. Get bent.
Bryce, can you look up how much Soulja Boy and Andy Dick got paid? Because I know that Brett Favre was in the high end.
Right.
That's the other thing, and this is Bryce. Actually, if you wanted to also bring this up, this is what Bryce was asking about, was like, hey, do we just want to peruse like what we, how much it does cost, like, because it is kind of a weird marketplace, right? Because you are putting time and dignity up for sale.
But then again,
I mean, clear price tag.
That I see the most I've seen of Brett Favre in the last year has been him hawking shitty razors, like in what's clearly meant to look like a fake press conference. So if out of the corner of your eye at the bar, you think that he's announcing getting back into the game or something on ESPN. Because that's the other clever trick they use on that ad is they don't do 16:9. They intentionally do it 4:3, which means on ESPN they fill in those sidebars with the words ESPN.
With the ESPN.
Yeah, and so as a result,
things,
it ends up
like
looking like an official ESPN announcement.
So Brett Favre his cameo went for $500.
That's exactly what I would have guessed.
He's one of the more. He's still on the front page of Cameo.com, by the way. Andy Dick.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, business is booming now.
Oh my God.
He's got national press.
Andy Dick and Soulja Boy both are $100 each.
That seems
which is probably
reasonable.
Right for Andy Dick and Soulja Boy.
Man, I bet Andy Dick runs with it. Do you give him runway to improv on there? He probably gobbles that scenery up.
I don't know.
I don't think that you would yell at him for being like, oh no, like you're not getting something from Andy Dick and then being like, hey, fuck you, stick to the script, you piece of shit.
Oh no, that's my point. Is that I think that he probably gives the best value. You probably get some genuine creative effort from him out of everybody else.
We can take.
All right, well here, Brian, go ahead and Bryce, roll down that.
So we're on the featured list of talent here at Cameo.com.
Pick one that you like.
Let's go Lance Bass, because I always think of the fact that he was supposed to be the first boy band in space.
What would you guess for Lance Bass?
$250. 250.
250.
You say
I think
250?
I would go Lance Bass to Brett Favre. How many Lance Basses does it take to make a Brett Favre? Is it 2? Or is it I'm gonna go under.
You're gonna go
Under
under
on
250. Justin, unfortunately, you had no way to win. Brian got it on the dot.
damn it.
$250.
Finally, we have witnessed. This is your new TV pilot idea, Brian. The Dignity Whisperer.
The Dignity Whisperer. They're like, oh, we've been trying to figure out what he's worth all these days. I walk in, I'm like, I'm the Mitsula of celebrity value. I say 250. Ah!
No, you're not, but you're not even Mitsula. Mitsula's just an odds maker. You call it out right on the goddamn dot each time. All right, pick another one.
All right, let's
Do you
go
reckon-
Holly Madison. Madison.
Oh, right, from Girls Next Door, the Hugh Hefner reality show.
Yeah.
Former fiance of Hugh Hefner and girlfriend of Chris Angel.
She did what? Peep Show, right?
She was, yeah,
Yeah.
Vegas. She was at Peep Show.
I'm gonna go 125.
You're 125. Justin.
Wow. All right. So right now, folks, we had a 500. We had a 250. At least that was half, right? But you're going totally off the board. We've heard 100, 100, 250, and 500. You said what? 125?
125.
So 25 more than Soldier Boy, 25 more than Andy Dick. I'm not even guessing anymore. I'm just here to watch the show. I'm here to watch Brian pick these celeb prices. Where's the Dignity Whisperer on this?
So I will say you were maybe a little optimistic on what Holly Madison's pulling in. Holly Madison goes for $50
Oh wow.
on Cameo.com.
Oh. Well, there goes my pilot. Oh, she's doing videos too.
No, that's how they're all videos.
They're all videos.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that changes things.
So
All right. One more, and then we'll get into the Patreon plug. Let's see if there's any that
before I scroll,
that
I'm going to
catch-
stop scrolling here. Do you recognize any of the people on the screen?
Sure,
right
yeah.
now?
Brett the Hitman Hart. There's Brett Favre. Andy Milonakis. Oh my
Milonakis,
God!
right?
Wow. Blast from the
he's
past.
huge on Twitch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson. Wow.
which is weird because you could probably have Andy Milonakis just say whatever you want. He streams IRL like 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting into the weeds here. I'm recognizing fewer and fewer of
A lot
these.
of YouTube stars and Musical.ly stars on.
Let's
on the site.
let's scroll on down and
Sure.
let's see. Roy Jones Jr. Snooki. Oh man. Wow. Do you realize when we started?
Snooki.
When we started?
Or Billy Zane.
Wow. Snooki was
Or
on the
Wesley
air.
Snipes. Wesley Snipes is on this shit.
That's right. Wesley
Wait,
Snipes.
Rebecca Black? Is she on there?
Yeah, we just passed her.
Oh
Rebecca
my
Black is
gosh. All right, how much for Rebecca Black?
Here, actually, no, Brian, your final challenge. Put them in order. Rebecca Black.
Okay.
Go back to it.
Sure. Rebecca
Rebecca Black. Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Billy Zane.
Black.
Oh dear. Rebecca Black is 75.
Oh, he's calling him. He's calling him
He's
out.
calling his
Ladies
shot.
and gentlemen, you ain't ever seen dignity told like this.
Billy
The
Zane.
world's realest dignity sniffer on the internet.
Billy
Naming the price for your soul.
Billy Zane is at $80.
Yo,
and
do you hear me? These are the prices you pay for fame.
And Wesley Snipes is $100.
Oh right. So
Snipes is at 100?
Yeah. No.
Wesley fucking Snipes.
Yeah.
He does have some tax liens that Lance Bass doesn't, so.
He might be leaning harder into this than others.
Okay. So you said Rebecca Black was what? 75?
Yeah, I had her the lowest.
Rebecca Black only goes for $40.
Okay, all right.
Only
So
goes for
so far I'm
$40.
not wrong yet because we're going by order. But
Billy Zane, you said goes for what?
I said 80. So the
80?
middle
Okay.
middle of the three.
Billy Zane goes for $500.
Oh dear, I'm in trouble. Because I don't think Wesley Snipes goes for more than 500.
Oh yeah, well, Go talk to your friend Billy Zane.
And Wesley Snipe goes for $500.
Oh, kind of close in order.
You
not
said
in
$100
price.
for Wesley Snipe.
But the challenge was to put them in order, so that
Yeah,
was
I
me
guess so.
talking through my logic.
You did. I think that's a win for
All right,
Brian.
all
The
right.
dignity sniffer lives to smell another day.
Hey man, if you want to be a winner and enjoy dignity, there's only one way we recommend.
Cameo.com.
Yeah, patreon.com. Hey, I know we spent the last 30 minutes making fun of celebrities for asking you for money, which is why this is totally different. Patreon.com is where you can pay us money.
Hey,
Here's the difference.
I was going to say, I just had this great idea. What if we promised patrons that we would say whatever they want us to say?
Well, aggressive, Bri. Look, we're making a video for you, too. It's just the same video we also make for everyone else, which is why you can go to patreon.com. Make sure you get access to the video versions of this show, and the pre-show and after-show come in a custom RSS feed that you get when you pledge at any level. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so goddamn easy to put in your podcatcher if you can do it with the oven mitts on your hand.
Yeah, and you know what? Of course, if you are a new subscriber or you up your pledge, then you have a chance to be randomly selected for the...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
All right. I don't know where this person is, but this person is dedicated. Dedicated even more than Satan himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, in fact,
Brian, that's a lot of dedication.
Satan might be on his blog because I believe that this person is creating a fan website of all the most evils in the world. Why else would he name himself or herself Evil Log?
Evil Lord.
Oh, Evil Log, we mock Brett Favre, but we sing your praises. Hooray for Evil Log. We're sure you're totally benign.
Evil Log wouldn't have thrown those interceptions. Evil Log is better than Favre.
I never saw Evil Log in something about Mary or hawking cheap German blades.
Evil Log says, fuck your pickup game of football for Wrangler jeans.
Thank you, Evil Log. And of course, also, this is the one time that we go full Twitch and we shout out all your bits and chips and squits and knits subscriptions.
Remember, twitch.tv/Night Attack is where you can watch. And you know, Dan Wally once told me a very wise tale, Brian.
I believe it.
He said, when you're dealing with a renegade, you can never give him the full betagoo.
Well, and renegade, of course, is the semen that gets all over you when you go to a Renaissance fair because it's just everywhere. I mean, that's just what Jane says. That's where I heard it. It's just everywhere. The renegade.
Well, look, a bad weave aside, there's a real issue that we need to start talking about, and that's the Sono champ.
Yeah, man. Well, I always thought it was Son O Champ, like a cattle humper. He's the champion cattle humper, and then he has a baby. He was like, I'm the Son O Champ. I'm a real spider bite off the old block.
Certainly so, Brian. But when Waka Lips comes upon us, we'll all have to repent. After all, Competent Geek would say otherwise if we don't.
Yeah, man. Jive Davey had told me that Waka Lips is his favorite cunnilingus move. Thank you, Protonic X6.
You're so cute.
Also, thank you to Babcat, who gave 5 subscriptions during that bit.
Holy crap, that's amazing. Of course, we also shout out the Bit Boss at the end of the show.
Oh,
right
wait, do
now.
you mean the
Bit Boss.
Oh, we got a drop.
So right now,
Wow.
it's tight between Sandwich Brad, Hot Beverages, and Dan Wally. So maybe one of you can become
The Bit Boss.
That's going to be great. That'll never get old. I love it.
Hey Bryce, I know that we played a game of mockery in the first act, but do we have a game of chance?
Well,
Or skill.
So,
Skill?
I think skill is probably best. So this week we got a game from BioCow, and this intrigued me because I think we have a history on the show. Especially this is our 250th. We're looking back, and there's a history of maybe the game's leaning a little one way or the other.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like
I don't know. Like it was open.
You're talking about how I'm ruining the game by being so good at it. No, that's fine. No, I acknowledge it's a real problem.
So this week we got a game that I believe is objectively balanced for both of you guys' individual strengths. So BioCow has actually prepared 2 quizzes, so you're going to take them in parallel. But so you're going to have to keep this a little bit quick because we got a lot to go through. One is going to be about magic, cons, fire eating, and all the ilks. That's you, Brian. That's going to be your quiz.
I'm sure Justin knows nothing about that after spending half a decade running the premier #1 magic blog.
Well, and Justin's is about politics and journalism. So we're going to settle the score with who is best at quizzes. Gentlemen, this is Ask.
Wow, I can't believe it's come down to 250 episodes, not to mention the other 9 years of us doing games together on the internet that we're finally going to find out who's better.
That's right. Gentlemen, this is a game called Ask the Expert.
Nice.
There we go. So, for example, I'm gonna tell you, we're going to have to go through these pretty quick because we've got a lot of them here.
All right, no horse footing a pussy around.
Right.
Yeah, no horse pussy.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're even gonna skip the example. This is a straight quiz. You're each gonna get a question. You're gonna have to answer it. Brian, we're gonna start with you. This one is a list quiz. So I'm gonna give you a question. You have 3 guesses, and 2 of them have to be right. So, for 2 points, name 2 common fuels used in fire eating.
Kerosene and naphtha.
Ooh.
Coleman camp fuel is what naphtha is called.
Do you want a third guess?
Oh shit. I'll say alcohol. It should never be that.
Do you want to be a little more descriptive?
Bacardi 151 or Everclear.
Ooh, Brian, the answers we were looking for included ethanol, methanol, naphtha, butane, and propane.
Okay, all right. Ethanol is alcohol.
And you called it alcohol, not ethanol.
They are synonymous. They are the exact same thing. That's.
I'll give.
Sounds like horse pussy to me.
All right, fuck you. All right, fine.
I'll give you 1 point.
No,
I'll give you 1 point. I will give you 1 point. Just to be fair.
Go ahead, Justin. Oh, I'm sorry. You said Richard Milhouse Nixon. We were just looking for Tricky Dick. That's totally different.
Listen. Justin, here's your question. The President of the United States can only serve 2 consecutive terms. For 2 points, name a president who has served more than 2 terms, name a president who has served more than 2 terms, and name me a president who was elected for only a single term.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt would be a president that has served more than 2 terms.
Okay.
And a president that has only served 1 would be R.I.P. to a real one, George H.W. Bush.
There you go, 2 points.
You're just the better quiz taker, Justin.
So it's 1-2. It's 1-2.
No HP for me.
All right, this one's gonna be for 1 point. This is for you, Brian.
Motherfucking horse pussies.
Oh,
You think it stands for Harry Potter, but it doesn't.
I forgot
How do
about
they
horse
even
pussy.
walk around? The hooves belong there for a reason. Why do you have vaginas at the end of your stumps?
Also known as Bola Bola or Find the Lady, this common card hustle dates back to the 15th century and is still performed on streets worldwide because of its simple rules and easy setup.
That'd be the 3-card Monty!
That is correct. You're not 2-2.
It's actually the 3-card Matthew.
The 3-card Montague, it was originally called. They Americanized it when it came across the Atlantic.
Yeah. Originated in the Paris salons, the 3-card Montague.
The history of 3-card Montague is as old as time itself.
All right, Justin. Here's a question. First published in 1704 and named after the city it was published in, the Blank Newsletter is regarded as the first continuously published newspaper in British North America.
Oh, Jesus. Would it be
What's
the
that I hear in the
Boston
distance?
Herald?
Can I get your answer one more time?
The Boston Herald?
Ooh, you bit off more than you could chew. We were just looking for Boston, the Boston newsletter.
Oh, what's that? What's that in the distance?
Oh, God
No,
damn
okay.
it! God, horse pussy!
All right, we're 2-2. Brian. The Guinness World Record for most torches extinguished in 1 minute with the mouth is 99, held by Brett Pasek, set by Alexander Spitfire. What is the record for the longest duration of fire torch teething? We'll give you between plus or minus of 10 seconds. The Guinness World Record for...
Man, I'm gonna assume that he's better than me by a lot, so I'll say 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Ooh, Brian, we were looking for 3 minutes and 39
Jesus
seconds.
Christ! That's amazing!
Unfortunate.
That's remarkable.
Justin.
Yeah.
There are...
Brian, what's that whistling?
Oh, it's it's the sound. It's the sound of the horse pussy walking on the beach and getting all that sand into its vaginas.
I can't.
Oh,
with
no.
this. I try to work a nice,
No.
clean game.
Sandy, Sandy the horse pussies.
Justin, there are 435 members in the House of Representatives. Plus or minus...
If you like pina coladas and horse pussies on the beach.
There are 435 members in the House of Representatives. Plus or minus 5. How many members of the Senate are there?
Wait, how many members of the Senate are there?
Correct.
There are 100 members of the Senate.
Correct. 100 members of the Senate. All right, Brian.
There are 104 members of the Senate.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of a follow-up line for your song. It's like, let me introduce you to Sandy.
Oh.
Her hoofs have been replaced with peach. That's all I could think of that rhyme was beach.
All right, Brian.
So I got tired of my steeding.
The 1970s Canadian performer known for his long feathered hair and thick mustache performed magic on The Tonight Show. Later, the same magician, named Doug Henning, ran for various political positions in England and Canada. Under which political party did he run?
God damn you! God damn your eyes! It was a crackpot party, I believe affiliated with Transcendental Meditation. Let's say... the Equine Clam Party.
The correct answer is the Natural Law Party.
Oh,
The Natural
so
Law Party,
close.
unfortunately.
Oh, well, you know. Horse pussy.
Justin! After attending college in Hawaii, this journalist received their bachelor's degree in communication with an emphasis in journalism from the University of Idaho. They served on the city council and later served as the mayor of a small town, eventually becoming governor of a state where they could, quote, see Russia from their house. Who did Sarah Palin run with in the 2008 presidential election?
Oh my God.
That would be R.I.P. to a real one, John McCain.
That's right. John McCain. All right. We have a
Hey,
few
you
more.
know Cargill knows his daughter?
You know what? I heard that.
I mean, maybe knows her. I wouldn't say they were close personal friends or anything.
No, I think no. They're like,
Real tight.
I'm starting to think that bio cow is just a cow covered in giant erect phalluses. How else would he be so obsessed with giving me all this horse pussy?
I lost the thread on horse pussy. Moving on. This magician.
by the way, just meta gaming. Bryce is 3 more horse pussy jokes away from hitting the Star Wars sound.
Brian, this magician famously made the Statue of Liberty disappear. His name is David Copperfield. What is his birthday?
Motherfuckers!
Looking for month, date, and year.
Date and year.
Okay, I believe it is November 7th, 1952.
Ooh, sorry. We were looking for September 16, 1956.
Well, that's not bad.
Not bad.
You're
Not bad.
Kind of close on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually would have been able to get where he was born, but I would never have gotten his
Yeah,
birthday.
South Carolina, right?
South Carolina?
No.
From Kakalaki?
Kind of horse pussy shit is that? Metuchen, New Jersey, which I only know because I one time stayed the night there, and then I found out that's where his birthplace was.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of birthdays, Justin, each president's birthday takes place on various different days. Because of this, we celebrate them all on one day that we call President's Day. In the year 2025, what month will President's Day fall in?
It's fucking. You could shove goose feathers in this HP Lovecraft.
President's Day is always in. Oh fuck. February. No, right.
That is correct. February.
Yeah.
Okay, are you doing a bit when you're acting like you don't know when President's Day is?
I look, Brian. Both you and I know that when you're in the center of these hall of mirrors, you can never be too sure which way you're gonna step forward.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Brian, this one's for you. This is your second to last one, so you need to really turn it around.
I'll do my best.
All right. A standard deck of bicycle playing cards has 4 suits. Each suit has 13 cards in it. Additionally, there are two jokers, and many decks will include premium cards. Now, pick a card, any card.
By the way, for the audio listeners, Bryce is now fanning out an actual deck of cards.
If you have Lucky Funk, pick a card.
It's a jack
I
of
swear
clubs.
to God,
It's gonna be a
that
jack of
fucking
clubs.
card turns up in a horse pussy, I will leave.
No, sorry, we were looking for the 9 of clubs. Unfortunate. Here we go. All right, Justin, your second to last question here.
Fucking horse clams.
Justin,
Yeah.
name a president, past or current. We're looking for a president of the United States of America, elected via the Electoral College system, sometimes via an amendment to the United States Constitution.
I will say Franklin Pierce.
Wait, Franklin Pierce?
Yes.
We need to go to our presidential expert, Justin Robert Young. Is this a president?
14th president of the
Okay.
United States of America, Franklin Pierce. He is correct. We have independently verified this.
Oh,
All
goddamn.
right, last question.
God damn it.
Brian. This author, magician, and podcaster is a Diamond Club member and has had a hit TV show aired on cable television.
Go on. Where's the part where you yank the football away and I land on my ass? Then I have to pay you a nickel for psychotherapy.
End of question. This author, magician, and podcaster is a Diamond Club member and has had a hit TV show aired on cable television.
Andrew Main.
I'm sorry, we were looking for Brian Allen Brushwood.
You were gonna do either one, whichever one. If I said my name, you were gonna say it was Andrew. If it was Andrew, you're gonna say it was me. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Oh, horse pussy and the goblet of fire.
All right, Justin, to secure your lead,
This has to be the most fair quiz we've ever had. Like, I'm just glad that we finally brought the
objective.
sanctity of the game back.
Justin, this new media political journalist graduated Syracuse University in journalism. They also served as editor-in-chief of the independent student newspaper. They now host an avant-garde politics podcast-based podcast where they discuss politics and politics. Name this journalist/podcaster.
I would have to say that is Justin Robert Young.
That is correct.
Fair game. Fair
Very fair
dinkum.
game. All right, with a score of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2, Justin is our winner.
Man, I don't want to be a spoil sport here. I know you guys, some of you out there, you say this is a fair game. I say the nay.
Before we go, I want to give another shout out. Thank you, BioCow, for making this game. He wrote all of this. This was
Very well
very
played,
well made.
BioCow. That was very well played.
Also, we're going to have Santa on in a few weeks, so please send in your letters to Santa. Let him know why you were a good little boy or girl, what you'd like, pick his brain. Send your letters to bit.ly/18Santa. That's the numeral 1, numeral 8, Santa, lowercase. Submit it there. Please submit it soon. Santa likes to read your letters nice and early.
Should we solicit questions for a certain other guest that we can't promise that we're gonna get?
We've definitely said the names of all the people we've booked like 2 hours ago.
I don't
On
know
the
if we
pre-show.
have. Because we okay, I'll go ahead and tip it.
Oh.
Hey, if you guys send in some questions that you would like to ask a certain jaded elf who might be returning to the show.
Oh, okay.
We have an opportunity
yes.
to ask some interview questions out there.
Okay.
And boy, if she was jaded 6 years ago, I wonder how jaded she is now.
Yeah, well, send that to the email address, mail, M-A-I-L, @nightattack.tv. We'll send that.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
let's just say that when we started doing the jaded,
Snowers the jaded elf.
Snowers the jaded elf bit, it was ironic because childlike glee radiated no matter how much you told her to be jaded. Now, not so hard.
I've tried to talk her into having a lit cigarette hanging out of her mouth for the interview.
You may have to run that one by the other boss, too.
In the meantime, please head on over to our subreddit.
That's right.
That is diamondclub.reddit.com. That is reddit.com/r/diamond club. Right there at the top of the page, we have our Diamond Time submissions. You can shout out whatever you want right here on this show. Every single episode, we read the top 3, and our top is from Hot Beverages. Hot Beverages writes please like this tweet, and maybe with enough likes, magic can happen. Thank you. This is a tweet from Travis McElroy, who says, "What's your favorite podcast that I should be a guest on in 2019?"
Yeah.
M said Night Attack Show, and then I chimed in, and then Brian chimed in, and then everybody else chimed in. But I'll tell you what, we got some great guests coming up here on the show. Travis would be a gigantic addition to it. If you would love to see Travis McElroy on this show, then that's the opening.
There you go.
I'm going to skip over BioCows and go to Thinning, who says, "I'd like to shout out my very good friend, Captain Faps on Twitter. They're doing some great things. Go support them." Again, that's Cat Faps. Oh, I was trying to think.
Captain.
I was like, Captain Faps. It's like,
Hey, yo, Captain Faps, hey.
And that's Cat Faps on the Twitterverse. P.S. No, I'm not Cat Faps, so don't even ask. Twitter.com/catfaps.
Can I just tell you a little fucking story about cat faps?
Oh, yeah. No. You caught a cat fapping?
This motherfucker has literally been in my DMs for months now. Months. Just sending me memes about mayo.
Oh.
He does nothing else. He does not engage in back and forth. It's just periodically he slides into my DMs and throws some gross-ass meme about mayo at me and then slinks off into the night, only to later return with yet another gift. Cat Fabs is one of the most weird elements of my life, and I don't know what I would do without him. So go follow Cat Fabs.
Cat Faps is a one of a kind. You can see him slinging mayo on the DM grind.
Wow, I can't believe you nailed that. That was perfect.
I didn't know. I started not knowing where it was going to land. I'm glad I got there.
You were like Indiana Jones in that final trial. Like you fucking were just walking across the chasm, and you nailed it. And finally, what Jane says writes, "Hey, Diamond Club, did you miss out on the Dragon Con stickers? I found more. Drop me a line here, YOLO420.com/dragon stickers, so I can mail them soon. Free shirt. Get in on that." Wow, I didn't know what. Wait, which Dragon Con stickers are? I don't know. Well, you're gonna have to find out your goddamn self. YOLO420.com/dragon stickers.
You know what? I didn't nail it. I said a DM on a daily grind. I think it should have been daily slime. That would have been better.
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Hey man, you want to check in on the movie draft minute?
Do it.
Yeah, hey, we'll do it in like 1 second because I lost it.
Hey, Brian, you want to check in the movie draft minute?
Welcome to a new segment called the Movie Draft Pause, where we take a minute and say a prayer.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Movie Draft Minute, presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of December 3rd, 2018. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. 6 years after the events of Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph and Vanellope, now friends, discover a Wi-Fi router in the arcade, leading them into a new adventure. Let's go check the scoreboard. Team John Trucker is in 6th place, $36.6 million. Team Corey Killers is in 5th place, $186.5 million. Team Nicole is in 4th place, $230.1 million. Team Justin is in 3rd place, $247 million. Team Brian is in 2nd place, $435.9 million. And in 1st place, $483.8 million. It's Team DTNS. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 3rd, 2018.
So I read something the other day that gave me a little bit of hope, Brian.
Yeah. Was it that John Trekker is withdrawing from the competition?
No. And they all they do is remain close personal friends that I have to talk to.
I bet they're super chill about it, and they don't, unprofessionally rub it in your face. Their impending crushing victory.
Fucking dickheads. Anyway, so apparently now Oscar award season is coming around. So the first would be the Golden Globes. Those are the first nominations that come out, and then like the BAFTAs and shit like that. But the big rumor now is that there's a lot of these like Oscar movies that normally would do okay, and then they'd get nominations, and then they'd make good money, right? But there's a lot of them, I think, is like Green Book and First Man and a few others that have just bombed, like just done jack shit, and they are all hoping that getting award nominations will actually have them make money, that this is their new opening will be once they get Golden Globe nominations.
Do you believe it?
Brian, I don't have a choice.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's
Meanwhile,
it's either that or sink myself neck deep into horse pussy.
I'll tell you what. I hope that is the case, because in that case, I have A Star Is Born, and then that thing might have another $50 million in the bank if it racks up 8 noms like Lincoln did.
Yeah. No, I think. I don't know. You're the although really the big key is it's what this weekend with Into the Spider-Verse, right? Like that's the reviews on that are out of this world.
Nobody's gonna be watching that. They're all gonna be watching Second Act, which is not. Jennifer Lopez, is she ever poised for a second act?
Oh my God! Well, Brian, you just saw a screener of that, right?
Oh.
Like you can tell everybody all the hot stuff. So Jennifer Lopez is
she's a high-priced executive lawyer, and then she gets into a fist fight with her intern over coffee.
But she's actually an undercover cop. The intern.
They don't reveal that. I mean, you waited to spoiler much, but the point is, she falls out the window, and everyone thinks she's dead, but they realize that they can rebuild her, and they create
so she was dead.
This is her second act.
But of course, the thing is, her first name in the movie is Act.
Right.
And they accidentally rebuilt her twice.
Well, what happens is you spend the first act of the movie thinking that this is just a woman who was killed and becomes a robot, but then they reveal, why just stop at one? There's a second act. And at that point, she has to square off with her doppelganger, who unfortunately is all synthetic, so she's even faster and smarter.
Yeah. But meanwhile, the intern who was an undercover cop and initially got Act into the police force to become a police officer. So second Act is now the villain that Act and her cop former enemy, current partner have to
Well,
stop.
and of course the big twist, and I'm going to spoil it for you before everyone else does. They finally have second act surrounded at her giant chemical factory, and just before she can press the deploy button, they absolutely destroy her and blow her up. At which point they walk in and they hit the cancel just in time to see the text on the screen that says cancer vaccine deploying in 3, 2, and then it shuts off, and they realize they've done a terrible thing. She was about to save the world from cancer, but they've destroyed it, and they don't know the password because they blew up her brain.
Oh, that was another thing, is that in the opening credits it says the world has cancer, and you totally forget about it throughout the rest of the movie. And then you're reminded at the end. And so now it's like you're in their head and you're like, shit, I forgot about that too. That was like a really important part of the movie.
Right, and of course, the rosebud scene of this whole thing is when First Act, robot First Act says, wait, I know this. And she types in forgiveness. And then it goes beep, beep, beep. And then, she forgave me from the synthetic grave. But then it ties into the second act CU, cinematic universe, where you see a seahorse named Third that sort of jumps up and does a backflip.
That's in the after credit scene. Yeah. So sorry to spoil everything, including the after credit scene of second act, but you should really go to see
Justin,
it.
I just undermined my entire plan. Now nobody's going to go see the movie. We've already explained
no one's
it.
ever going to go see the Jennifer Lopez becomes RoboCop and kind of stops the world from being cured of cancer, which you found out in the pre-credits, but then you forgot by the time that it happened because a robot doppelganger of herself that certainly isn't a copy of T-1000 was dramatically killed at the end, only for a third act to be a seahorse at the end. No one's going to see the movie now.
True fact, that was originally the one-liner on the poster, but then they realized it took up the entire poster. So they changed it. They just went second act with Jennifer Lopez.
Fuck it. We can't figure it out. Second act.
And parentheses, and then a titty fell out.
Bryce, do we have any emails?
We do. Let's dive into the mailbag.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
In the Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Hey, it's working this week. So last week, I believe at the very end of the show, someone wrote in and said that they really liked your laugh. Is that right, Brian?
I am told from time to time that it's either the sound of nails on a chalkboard or God's laughter.
So
wait, I just realized my laughter can't be God's laughter because I would just.
I'm narcissistic of you, Jesus. So we asked. So we asked people to send in some jokes.
I mean, could something as beautiful as a horse pussy be made without God's own divine touch?
You can't spell God's slaughter without God's laughter. So we got a couple of jokes here from Laundry Scent. They wrote, "How many cops does it take to throw a perp down a flight of stairs?" You guys know this one?
No. How many cops does it take to throw a perp down the stairs? I'm going to assume none of them are act.
No, none of them are second act.
No, God, no. Jesus. I mean, specifically after her accident that turned her into RoboCop.
All right. How many cops does it take to throw a perp down a flight of stairs? None. He fell.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. See, that's a joke that plays upon our understanding of police brutality.
That's right. All right, they sent in along another one. Why can't a T-Rex clap its hands?
Well, because he's got tiny chicken arms.
Tiny hands.
Because laughter was not invented.
It's because they're all dead.
All right.
There we go. We also got...
We're getting there.
We're getting there. All right. Let's see. BioCow also sent along this. Wanted to tell Bryce and Brian, Bonnie, and all the Austin Diamond Club folks to stay safe. I saw in the news that a very powerful and dangerous midget psychic escaped from prison. Austin police are urging you to be on the lookout for a small medium at large.
Ah, that's not bad.
Stay safe.
It's not bad.
Let's see. We also got...
Is that yeah, that
tracks.
That slaloms through 2018. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We also got a letter from Miles, aka Papa Sparky. Miles writes, "Hey guys, what is the most dangerous thing you've done to entertain somebody? This can be for a podcast or a YouTube video or your live shows. Was there any particular instance that you thought wasn't going to be as dangerous until you were in the moment? Love you guys. Please don't die."
Well, Bryce, you could probably find the video of one of mine that happened in Adam Carolla's garage.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess in the meantime, I'll tell a story that luckily there's no.
Can
oh,
I
look at
please,
that.
sir?
Yes, you can. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't you get out.
Oh, goddamn, your face was on fire.
Oh, goddamn, your face was on fire.
Yeah, that was me poorly trying to eat fire. Apparently, a little bit was left over and made a home on my face and singed my eyebrow.
What about you, Brian? Because you stick stuff in sensitive parts of your body.
Oh, sure. I mean, I've done a
regularly.
lot of really, really dumb stuff.
I was watching. We were putting together that compilation of your stage show a few weeks back, and like watching you do the bed of nails was like, and then you show it like what was it? You stick a watermelon in it or something to show out.
Yeah,
sharp
well,
it was?
I take it. I show the different ways of damage. There's piercing damage, so I throw an apple on there.
Yeah.
I say, but that's not the scary thing. Scary thing is if you twist and
twist and
panic,
scratch.
then it claws off all the flesh on you.
Right.
And then on top of that, you have. Like if there's one thing that works on that routine, it's the tantric pacing where it's like it just becomes increasingly clear how legit dangerous this is. And then at the end, there's sort of there's the surprise that I'm going to get the 2 volunteers to stand on me, and that's super intense because that could go wrong. And then they step off, and then there's that moment where it feels like things are over. But then I turn my back and you see those like half-inch or quarter-inch divots in my back all over.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one was pretty rough. I definitely have given myself a concussion live on stage, breaking a brick over my head.
Oh my gosh! Is that why you stopped doing the breaking the brick?
Yeah, and it was like I could still do it, but there was like 1 or 2 times, like the next day I woke up and I'm like, why do I feel drunk? Oh, well, let's drive for 3 hours.
Let me go to sleep.
And yeah, exactly. And then I read up on concussions. I was like, oh, yeah. All right. And then there's in the early days of doing the skewer through tongue, I would really try to sell the action like I was cutting off my tongue, which means I was
Wait, you
taking
don't really cut
scissors.
your tongue off?
And I was taking scissors and opening and closing them. And then guess what? Turns out scissors can cut lips. And so.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so I finish. I cut off my tongue. I take the applause, and I'm like ha ha ha, and I clean the blood, and then I clean the blood, and I clean the blood, and I'm like, that's oh dear.
So what do you do? Because you do like you don't even really acknowledge much of it at all in the normal pattern.
Luckily, it was late enough in the show that I was able to do 30 more minutes like this with a big old rag over my face. And it stopped bleeding just before the straitjacket. In fact, I wonder if you can still see the scar. It's a white scar right here.
A little bit. We can see a little bit of it. Yeah, okay. Hey, what do you think, Justin? That's you can see that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh no, clear as day.
Yeah. Anyway, so that one probably should have gotten stitches, but I was 25.
No,
so
there you go. You
not
can't
so
have
much.
stitches when you're 25.
Yeah.
I would say probably the only thing that I ever regret doing in terms of self-harm, like probably the lighting my face on fire. But I was once at a wedding, and it was in Key Largo, I think, one of the keys. But everybody was done with the wedding. We were done with the reception, and we're all just hanging out by this dock. And it becomes this thing where, Brian, have you ever been to one of these weddings where they wanted to like destroy the dress at the end? That there's like this.
Oh yeah, you jump into the water and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we
You
finished
possibly drown because you're wearing a giant straight
Well, you
jacket.
do it with people. You do it with people, but
Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, nobody ever actually puts their wedding dress on ever again. So it's either going to sit in your closet forever or you're going to have one more big fun moment with everybody that you know and love on this special day. So the bride decides, all right, well, we're going to go ruin the dress. We're all going to go jump into the water and that'll be fun. And so we all jump in the water, and then we're back on the dock. And I decided to do what assholes have done to their friends for centuries. And I wait for one of my friends to look the other way, and I push him into the water because I'm an asshole and everybody else would laugh. So what I didn't realize, and this will be something for the Florida folks, Key West, or the Keys in general, although tropical paradise, don't have the same sandy beaches that is common throughout the rest of Florida. In fact, most of the water immediately becomes coral.
Oh, dear God.
no!
Oh, that's awful. That's
So
awful.
I pushed my buddy face first
that's
into the water, and he's got these like coral scrapes all on his head, and that's some shit I still is horrifying to even think about. But that is probably the most damage I've ever done trying to entertain my friends.
Oh, my word.
Oh, jeez.
Justin, I'm glad we're friends because I don't want to be your enemy.
We have a couple more here. Sean Justin in this dumb joke. Sean, a.k.a. Brave Jayhawk in the Twitch, writes, 2 elephants in a cymbal fall off a cliff. Ba-dum.
What's the badump? Like that's the sound of an elephant going boom, boom?
They're like patter or like their footfalls. Okay. We got 0 out of we got 0 laughs on that one.
Sandy the horse falls off a cliff.
Oh,
That's it.
You could have stuck with clit.
All right, last one. This is from Shazale. I just started listening to your podcast, and I'm totally loving it. I started on episode 245, so about a month ago. I'm not as bold as some people to start from the beginning, referencing our friend Nick, I believe, who's going back and listening from the beginning. I'm a longtime watcher of Scam School and Modern Rogue, so he's geeking out about talking to Brian. I also received my Rogue's ring last week, and I love wearing it. Kick rocks, Shazal.
Kick rocks!
Shazam.
Kick rocks! Hey, would people be pissed if we just said that we were starting at episode 1 next week?
Wait, what do you mean?
Just like
We're just like, yeah,
reset the
fuck
numbering?
it. No, we're at these high numbers. They're really intimidating to some people. For new listeners, we're at episode 1 now. And if you're like, wait a minute, you were just at episode,
We'll just be
1.
it's
1.
Roman numeral 1 now.
Yes. No, we're on volume 2, episode 1.
You know what? I don't know.
5 years in a season.
I don't mind starting way late in a podcast, and in fact, I do sometimes. We talked about this, like as strange as I find it that people are going way back to the beginning and starting. I did that for Harmontown, and I thought it was a worthy experience for me.
Certainly so. I think for anything that's weekly, or God knows more often than that, then podcast culture has advanced to a sufficient stage where I don't think anybody's like, oh no, you have to go back. You have to be a completionist on some shit that's been going on for 10 fucking years. Although if you do really love it, then it is a fun treat. You can go back in time.
I don't know that I could wish anyone the experience of going back over all 10 years. That just seems insane.
Well, Bryce is really Bryce is the one, because Bryce does the rewinds here on the Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. Those early NSFW and those BB live shows, man, like
some of them don't hold up that great. There are some classics in there, but some of them don't. But that's with any show, right? If you do a show every week, sometimes you get some stinkers.
Sure. Well, and in general, though, I mean, it's just, so much white knuckle panic, so much being thrown into the spotlight, and neither of us having any of the skill, the experience, the training, or the background to be prepared for it. It was a real sink or swim situation.
I think the biggest thing with this show, for the 250 episodes that we've done for Night Attack, as well as the previous incarnations, more of the previous incarnations. Night Attack was the first time that I really kind of felt like we knew what we were doing on some level, and then it was just doing it. But from BB Live show to NSFW show, it was literally just like, we're fucking off on Skype. For whatever reason, people want to watch it. Now the question is, what did they want to watch, and what are they suffering through? Because all of this feels like we're fucking around on Skype. So let's figure out, oh no, wait, what is the thing that people are interested in? And then honing it and creating it is where I think the awkwardness came in. But that's where the gold comes in, at the moments where you don't realize that you're doing a thing that is still funny so many years later.
Yeah.
Before we hit the lullaby, it's time for
The Bit Boss.
Oh, yeah, we remember.
God, we're never going to forget it now.
Number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to give it a couple seconds, because there's only one thin bit separating Sandwich Brad and I-Man 1120. That is 1851 to 1850.
If we were better at
Folks,
this, we would have mentioned this like 5 minutes before we planned to wrap up, so that they could get into a bidding war.
I don't know.
I
How
put it in
about
the
this?
chat.
How about we do the shout out as the lullaby is going on?
All right, that sounds good. Hey, Justin. Man, I'm thankful for 250 years of horseshit and shenanigans. And that's not, I said years because that's how much
feels
longer.
like in my heart.
That's how much longer we have to go. We're going to cancel the show after 250 years. Take that to the bank. We're not doing a day more.
Guaranteed. Yeah, no. 250 years and we're out. No more, but no less.
I'm thankful for Sandy, my favorite horse.
Yeah, look, man, I'm thankful for Franklin Pierce. That he was a president.
I'm thankful for completely fair, unbiased quizzes that accurately reflect the talents of the people competing in them.
I'm thankful for the Natural Law Party.
That was the moment that I realized I'd been gotten when he sets up and he was like, anyway, that guy's name is Doug Henning. What party did he run for? Hey man, dude, every Tuesday it's been a freaking blast. Love you guys. Do me a favor, die in a fire.
Pit Boss.
See you next Tuesday. That is I-Man 1120. What insane competition here. He wins with 2360.
Bit Boss.
The Pit Boss.
Night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.